Okay, Assalamualaikum and a very good morning. Can you hear my voice?
Good morning, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. Sorry for the late sharing of the link because
No.
I don't have access to your online learning portal yet. So only this morning I got the access. So that's why I just share the class link this morning. Sorry. Okay. Do you have any idea how many other in your class? Because in this meeting there are around 32 students.
I'm not sure about that, ma'am.
Okay. So 32 of them. Okay. Okay, one more. Can I know if all of you are you same batch or different batches? Are you from one same batch or are you from different batches?
Different, I guess.
Oh.
Different.
So, are you from which year? First year, second year, first semester, second semester?
First year, second semester, madam.
Okay. Are all of you from first year, second semester, or maybe we have some senior students here?
Yes, ma'am.
So yes to meaning?
Yeah, I'm second year, the final semester.
Okay. Also various.
I'm sixth semester.
Oh, six semesters. So how many semesters do you have for your course? Six, seven?
Mine is this 7, so it's going to be my last semester.
Okay. How about the one who is in his sixth semester? Who said that before? I can't see. Okay. Okay, so first of all, let me introduce myself. So, my name is Miss Farah Adibah binti Zulkifli. For this semester, I will be teaching you business law. Sorry. For this course, we will learn about some of the relevant laws related to business. But wait, can I know what course are you guys taking? Are you from business students? Are you all degree students, kan?
Yes, madam.
Yes, ma'am.
So what kind of degree are you taking?
Business admin.
Business admin. The others?
Business admin.
Business admin.
IT, madam.
Finance.
IT. Okay, IT. Is that finance? Also, we have various course lah dekat sini. Okay. Do we have any international students here? Or are you all Malaysians? Is there any non-Malaysian and non-Malaysian? Based on your names, I think all are Malaysians. Right, there is no non-Malaysian here, right?
No, ma'am.
Based on your names, it looks like all are Malaysians. Okay. So for this semester, I will be teaching you business law. So we will learn about some of the relevant laws related to business. For example, we learn about tort. Have you heard about tort before? Do you know what is tort? Anyone have any idea what is tort? No idea.
Not really, ma'am.
Madam.
So we will learn about tort law. We will also learn about contract law. And we also learn about law of agency. Other than that, employment law. And then I think that's all. Yeah, because we are going. And one more, we are going. We also going to learn about sales of goods. So we learn a bit of everything lah. All the laws related to business. Okay, so before we start our class, because this is the first class, I want to do some kind of ice breaking session actually. But I cannot see any of your faces. Do you mind turn on your webcam?
Saya tak mandi lagi ni.
No, no problem because the smell doesn't come from your screen. No worries.
Ma'am, none of us are well groomed actually.
Kinda tired also, madam. Like that.
So no one wants to show your beautiful, handsome faces.
Right now we are not beautiful. Right now we are not handsome at all. All sleepy face.
Okay. Actually, I want to do some ice breaking session because I want to know more about you. Because now at my hand, I don't even have your name list, so I don't know who am I going to teach for this semester. Okay. So can we start? Do you have in your screen you can see all the names of the participants, right? Did you
Yes,
see
ma'am.
the name? Okay. So can if I said your name, can you please tell me your name? Where are you from? Your childhood dream, and what your current course you are taking now, and what is the relationship between the course that you are taking now and your dreams? I mean your ambitions. Can we do that?
Yeah, sure, ma'am.
Okay. So first, tell me your name. Bagi tahu your nama. Where are you from? Your course. What is your dream and the relationship between the course you are taking now and your dream. Okay, so we start with Aina Mardia. Aina Mardia binti Muhammad. Aina Mardia, are you here?
Yes.
Okay, so please
Yes,
introduce
okay.
yourself.
Okay, so my name is Aina Mardia, binti Muhammad Sabri. I'm taking business administration.
Mm-hmm.
So my dream about business, I don't have any because last time I'm taking education for my diploma,
Okay.
but then I switch off to business because of my family.
Okay.
So I think nothing related to business is my dream actually.
So what is your dream actually?
Uh, to become a teacher.
Okay.
Um, I think that's all.
Mm. So what is your plan after you finish your degree in order to achieve your dream of becoming a teacher?
I tried. I wanted to open up a business related to childhood school.
Oh, some kind of tadika or something like that?
Yeah.
Okay, good dreams. Good luck for your future.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank you.
next. Amalia Aida. Hilang dah Amalia Aida. Azida Hazlin.
Yes, Miss.
Introduce yourself.
Okay, my name is Azida Hazlin binti Hayazi. You can call me Azida. And I'm from Sri Kemangan, Selangor.
Okay.
I'm currently taking Bachelor of Finance, Islamic Finance.
Okay, bachelor.
My dream is actually after I graduate from UNITA, I plan to go to live abroad. I
Okay.
think okay, and I want to work there lah as a banker.
Oh, which country do you plan to migrate to?
Uh, for now I think it's Korea.
South Korea. Okay.
Okay.
K-drama lover ke K-pop lover ni?
More to K-pop lover.
Okay.
And I think like if I can see the relationship between the course that I'm taking and my ambition is, I guess I'm not really sure though, but I think I might use the laws that I will learn in this course during work, I guess. But I'm not I can't be specific of it like that.
Okay, okay. It's okay to have a dream. It might be a bit hard to work
Yeah.
in South Korea because of the language barrier and everything, but you can dream, no worries.
Yeah,
Good
I
luck.
already start to learn like I already start to learn Korean language by my own.
Ah,
Slowly
okay.
lah.
Okay,
Okay.
okay. Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you.
Darshini. Okay, Darshini, introduce yourself. Darshini is not here. Darshini.
Hi, ma'am.
Okay.
Sorry. Okay, so hi everyone. Good morning, ma'am. So I'm Dashni, and I 23 this year. So this is
Mhm.
going to be my final semester.
Okay.
So I'm taking business admin. So
Mhm.
my dream, I'm from Shalom, of course, and my dream is it's not my dream. It's actually my goal. I
Mhm.
need to become a financial freedom another time, another 5 years,
Financial,
and
sorry,
I live to
financial what?
financial freedom.
Okay. You want to
Financial
achieve,
freedom, yeah.
so you want to achieve financial freedom.
Financial freedom in another 5 years time, but I want
Okay.
to do a lot of business,
Okay.
and so that's the main thing that I took this course.
Mhm.
But this is actually a studies, of course, a basic knowledge for us to learn, but
Mhm.
experience is the most. So I need to get a lot of experience to get into that reach actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
So have you start
Yes, ma'am.
yeah, what kind of business are you doing currently?
Actually now I'm involving in network marketing business. Currently, like I'm doing it for past 2 years. So a
Mhm.
good experience. It give me a lot of knowledge, and also education is give me both knowledge actually from network marketing and also studies actually.
Mm.
So I hope I'm gonna achieve my dreams and go so soon. And
5 years lah. So 5 years now
yes,
is 2021. So by 2026 lah.
exactly.
Okay. Good luck.
Thank you, ma'am.
Uh, so next, Darvina. Darvina.
Hi, ma'am. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Does my voice is clear?
Yeah, it sounds like a apa out of bed voice, but it's clear, no worries.
Is it okay, ma'am?
Okay, clear. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Hi guys. I'm Darvina here, and good morning to all of you. I'm from Kedah actually, but then living at Shalam. Basically, Darshini is my twin sister. So
Okay.
yeah, so I'm studying. I'm taking a course of Bachelor Business Admin major in marketing, and currently, actually, my dream is to become a dance choreographer since small.
Okay.
But right now, I also tend to do a business in future as well. I have a few plans on doing businesses. That's how it's helping me to my cause. So basically, I'm also doing network marketing for past 2.5 years lah. So that's keeping me out, helping me like to develop my skills in terms of like prospecting and stuff. And for education is relating to the business network marketing as well, right? So it's like interconnecting lah.
So you're doing a business with your twin sister lah?
Yeah, we both are network marketers.
Oh, okay. Okay. So we have a twins in the class. Okay. Thank you, Darvina.
Thank you, ma'am.
Doneshwari. Doneshwari. Okay.
Madam.
Okay.
I'm Dhaneshwari from Sramba Negeri Sembilan,
Mm-hmm.
Chair of Business Administration, now semester 2.
Mm-hmm.
And my dream is I want to work at bank.
Mm-hmm.
For now, that's my dream, madam. But
Okay.
I'm not sure about the dream yet. But for now, I want to work at bank. So the business administration course, I think it would help me to work at that place. That's only.
So you want to be in which department? Not sure yet lah.
Not sure, madam.
Okay. Good luck. Okay. Next, Kanagasetupati.
Hi, Miss. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, I am Kanaga Sedupati. You can call me Kana to make it easier for you to address me. That's what my friends call me. So,
Okay.
I am 19 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I am from Johor.
Okay. So
And
you're
I
currently in
would
Johor?
is to be yeah, I'm currently in
Oh,
Johor.
okay. Okay, I
So
can continue.
my ambition is to become psychologist because I like to study people about their character, about their behavior.
Mm-hmm.
So I may even manager from this course, which I'm taking the business administration. We
Mm-hmm.
may learn psychology when we want to major on the second year.
Mm-hmm.
So I can apply the knowledge that I'm learning from this course in any workplace, in any offices, in any companies, so that it will be more easier for me to work. And it is also one of my interests to learn. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, but I cannot hear what do you want to be a psychologist? Is that what you said before? Because the sound is breaking. So
Oh,
I
the line is breaking, is it?
yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, my line is having problem.
So you want to
That
be
was
a
my
psychologist, is it?
oh yeah, yeah. And that
Oh,
was my
okay.
childhood ambition. But since
Okay.
we are growing up, we tend to change our ambitions, right?
Yeah.
So I may even want to learn business so that I can join in any e-commerce. So
Mm.
nowadays, many of us are doing online businesses, which
Yeah.
we can make our things easier, which is very common nowadays. So I want to excel in that area, e-commerce. So
Mm.
I want to have the knowledge, the proper knowledge of business administration about business. So I joined for Bachelor of Business Administration, Miss.
Okay. Okay, thank
Okay.
you. Good luck for your
Can you hear
future.
me,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
am
now
I
I can hear
breaking?
you. Yeah, now I can hear
Okay.
you. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Uh, Lavinia?
Yes, madam.
Yes.
Yeah. So my name is Lavanya, and you can call me Lava.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm from Penang. So I'm studying for business administration. So my dream is like not to worry about the cash flow in my future. And my
Mm-hmm.
dream is to be a lecturer.
Oh, lecturer. So you're learning business admin and then you plan to pursue your master, is it?
Yes.
Okay. Because I do have a few friends who are from who learns business admin and then they pursue the master and then they can become a lecturer. So if you
Yeah.
want to become a lecturer, you need to have a master at least.
Yeah.
Okay. So good luck. Thank you.
Thank you.
Alicia Lini Priya.
Hi, good morning, miss.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm Nishalini Priya, and I am from Gombak, KL.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm studying in Bachelor of Business Administration. So this is my first year and second semester. And my dream is to start up a business in the future. But before that, I'll join in any companies to get some experiences and learn about the whole business things, and then I will it will be easier for me to start up a business on my own. So yeah,
So what kind of business are you interested in?
I haven't decided.
Oh, okay. So you want to open a business, but you're not sure what kind of business? Food maybe?
Sorry?
Food? Do you are you interested in food business? Food and beverage business or fashion?
Yeah, I love foods.
Oh, you love food. Okay.
So maybe it
Okay.
will be about foods lah
Oh,
in the
okay.
future then.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Sharvin Kumar?
Good morning, madam.
Mm-hmm.
My name is Sharin Kumar. Can call me Sharwin. And I'm taking BBA and it's my fourth semester. I'm from Perak.
Okay.
I don't have a big dream, so for now I just plan for taking major in logistics.
Okay.
Yeah, after that I have no plan for my dream. So still waiting for this current situation. I don't have any plan, madam.
Okay. Okay.
Just for finish my majoring in logistics, and I will plan on upcoming holidays, madam.
Okay. Okay. Good luck for your future. Thank you.
Thank you, madam.
Maheswari? Maheswari? Maheswari, are you here? Maheswari? Toilet ke? Maheswari? Okay, so we continue with Marvin Raj.
Sure, madam.
Okay.
Good morning, madam. I am Marvin Raj, and I am pursuing a BBA course. It's my fourth semester, and the reason I really choose this course is because in diploma I did my human resource management. So when I come to UNITA, explore UNITA, there was a majoring in logistic. So I was interested in logistic subjects and logistic kind of things of businesses. So I pursued my BBA course, so and having a majoring, and I get to know having a BBA led to many field of knowledgeable things. So it's very important for me to get more knowledge from variety of the areas of educations and professional level in future. And my next target after my degree and I mean a bachelor, I would like to work and open my own business related to logistic industry, something like that. Okay, that's all. Thank
Okay. Thank you. Muhammad Akif Farizi. Muhammad Akif Farizi.
Hi, hello, madam. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, all right. So yeah, hello, hello to Miss and everyone in this classroom. My name is Muhammad Akif Faizi. You can just call me Akif. I'm I'm in a Bachelor of Business Administration course, and I'm in my second semester. I'm quite new in degree here, so my dream is in the future. My dream is to be my dream is to be a stock trader and assets forex trader. Yeah, I'm quite interested in to trade in those, currency pairs, lithium, gold, even Apple stocks too. And there are a lot of platforms for me to try right now to actually practice to simulate stuff. Platforms like eToro, Trade, FBS, a lot of platforms. Well, I wanted to try to trade since last year, but my card got declined for some reason. I have no idea why I could not deposit do a deposit. But yeah, in the future, I'm just waiting for the right time for me to have a certain amount in my bank for me to comfortably trade. And
So you have started your savings lah to do your trade.
Well, I did put a bit. I did put a bit of money in ASBN saving. Does that count, Miss?
Yeah, it is savings, so it is counted.
Yeah, yearly where you'll get your interest of your interest for savings, right? Yearly, if I'm mistaken, for ASBN, and they're the highest in terms of interest. Yeah.
ASP is safe, but it's quite low risk, so that it doesn't have many interest. You don't get as much dividend as you can get from other platforms like what you said apa forex or stock trading. In that kind of platform, you get better income actually.
Yeah,
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 but
but
ASB is very low risk lah. So if you put money in that, the money is kind of guaranteed. So you won't lose. At least you won't lose your deposit. Yeah.
okay. Alright, madam.
Yeah, but if you can learn about stock trading, it's good for you. You can get a lot of money. It is high risk, but you know kan high risk, high return.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I'm a
So
bit of you know lah what those people call nafsu sikit. Yeah. But yeah, I'll carefully. I have a lot of time now. I'll carefully study and
yeah.
simulate into those platforms. Yeah.
Okay, good luck.
Thank you. Thank
Okay.
you, Miss. Yeah.
Nur Atira Anis Ashikin.
Hi, Miss.
Yeah.
My name is Atira. So I live in Selangor. I'm taking BBA. So I'm not sure. I don't have specific grade, but I was planning to take majoring in HR or entrepreneurship.
HR entrepreneurship.
That's all.
So you plan to become an entrepreneur?
I'm not sure. Not really, but maybe.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, good luck. Nur Shakila.
Okay, hi madam, hi friends. So my name is Nur Shakila and you can address me by Shakila. So I'm taking Bachelor of Finance, Islamic Finance, and it's not my area really. I don't like anything about calculating or so on. But yeah, it's called apa yang kita benci dia kita dapat. So it's like, yeah, that's my fate. So I don't have any stable dream because when I go to bank, I want to be like a banker. When I go
Okay.
airport, I like, wow, I want to be in the aviation part. So it's like I don't have any stable for now. For now, I just like thinking for this pandemic right now, just having a job that secure your financially and you are independent of that. So I just follow the flow, complete your degree, and okay, let's see how. That's my.
But you do know that Bachelor in Islamic Finance have a very what we say you have a good prospect for future. You know, right?
Yeah. I
Yeah,
have
because
the
Islamic Finance
exposure.
is something. Yeah, Islamic Finance is developing both
Yeah.
in Malaysia and in other countries. And our country's Islamic Finance is like one of the best. So overseas people also want to take people who have knowledge about Islamic Finance in Malaysia. So I think you are in the right course.
Thank you, Miss.
You just
So I
need
do
you need
so. I think so. Well, let's see. Get a good luck.
Okay. Good
Thank
luck.
you, Miss.
Okay. Nurin Sabrina.
Hi, good morning.
Okay.
My name is Nurin Sabrina. I'm from Damansara. Right now, I'm taking Bachelor in Business Administration for semester. So basically, my childhood dream is to be a doctor, but I guess
Okay.
that's not gonna happen. So I'm just planning to be an HR assistant. Yeah.
HR. So, in UNITA, do you have any course related to HR? I mean, in your course, diploma, the degree
Yeah.
in, so you have subjects related to HR.
Yeah. I do
Okay.
have it.
Good luck.
Okay, thank you.
Nurul Ain Akila. Nurul Ain Akila, are you here? Nurul Izzah?
Yes, madam.
Okay.
Hi, good morning, everyone. So my name is Nurul Izzah. You guys can call me Izzah. I'm 21 years old and I'm from Malacca. Right now, I'm taking in course BBA. For my dream, actually, I doesn't really have like a legit dream because since I was child, I'm the type who just follow the flow.
Okay.
And the reason why I'm taking business in degree because before this during diploma, my parents encouraged me to take human resource management as my main course in diploma. And I think it's kind of related with business in degree. That's why I'm taking it right now. And maybe plus because my family do have a family business, maybe that's
Okay.
kind of influenced me to have a little bit interesting in business.
Yeah, okay. So after you graduate, you do have a place to work. You already have a place to work lah after you graduate.
I'm not sure because like my my family do have a own business, but I'm not really interested to be in there.
Oh, what kind of business are they doing?
My mom selling, like my mom have a syarikat that selling keropok. For
Okay.
so they will have got a lot of permintaan lah during hari raya, and my mom also
Ah.
provide it to any school, sekolah menengah punya koperasi.
Oh.
And my brothers do have like Family Mart franchise.
Oh, family mart franchise, but you're not interested in any of their business. You want to do your own business.
Yeah.
Okay. Good luck.
Thank you.
Nurul Ain binti Zami.
Hello, Miss. Can you hear me?
Yeah, yes, I can hear you.
I'm Nurul Ain. You can address me as Ain.
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking Islamic finance.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm interested to work at bank sector. My childhood dream actually is wanna be a doctor, but it's
Okay.
starting to fulfill. Yeah.
Yeah, I think many people have a childhood dream to become maybe a doctor or engineer or lawyer. I think that's like everyone's childhood dream, kan?
Yes, Miss.
So for now, what do you plan to do after you graduate?
I want to work at banking sector.
Mm-hmm. As any department are you interested in? Maybe Islamic finance or maybe recovery? Not sure yet. Okay, okay. So good luck. Sabrina? Sabrina?
Okay, good morning, Miss Farah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Sabrina. I'm from studying business administration. So my dream is to do my own business cosmetic, like my own.
Your own brand?
Yes. So
Okay.
this is the dream, and also I study business admin to learn how to run a business successfully. That's all from me, Miss Farah.
Okay. Thank you.
Welcome.
Saresh?
Very good morning. Good morning, Miss Farah. My name is Saresh. I'm from Penang. So I'm currently studying BBA, my first year, second semester. My short-term goal is try to start up a company or just try to have many franchise of businesses like that. Just have a very good stable income. My long-term plan, however, I want to try to be, or at most, impian near madam,
Mm-hmm.
I want to be a member of parliament in the Dewan Rakyat.
Wow. Oh, so you're planning to become a member of parliament. Okay.
I really want.
So you're interested in politics lah?
You could say so. I really have a very keen interest in politics since I was in secondary school.
So you plan to be an MP for which area?
Tak pasti, not quite sure yet,
So you're from?
but I'm from Penang actually.
Oh, you're from Penang.
But my plan is, Miss, that I really want to try to contest for one of the districts that are not doing very well and try to help the people come up a little bit.
So we might have a future MP here lah.
You might be looking at one. I really hope so.
Hi, good luck.
Sure thing. Thank you, Miss.
Shalini?
Good morning, Miss.
Okay.
Okay, actually, my name is Shalini Anapumpam Yandi. I'm staying at Gombak, KL. So I'm taking BBA and this is my second sem. So actually, I have lots of dream actually. So first, I want to be a police.
Okay.
And then since I'm in a sport industry, actually I'm a karate athlete.
Okay. I think I know you lah.
You know me?
It's okay. Just continue.
Okay. I want to open a karate center in future. Okay, and then my father is actually a businessman, so I'm taking BBA so I can help him in future.
So your car. Okay. So good luck for your future. Sorry, Sadini. Actually, your name sounds like my old student's name, so I thought I knew you. Okay, no worries.
Oh, okay.
Sharin Rose. Sharin Rose, are you here? Okay.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Sherin Rose.
Mm-hmm.
You can call me Sherin. And I'm 23 years old. I'm from Puchong, Selangor. And I'm studying Bachelor in Business Admin. I'll be majoring logistics. I don't know. I'm not sure about my plans yet. I just going with the flow of with the economic. Just thought of logistics will be still there. So yeah.
Oh, so you're planning to have a job in logistics?
Yes.
Okay. So good luck.
Thank you.
Swita anak perempuan Raghunathan.
Good morning, Miss Farah and
Mhm.
everyone. I'm Svetaya. I'm from Johor Bahru.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, my childhood dream is start a food business. Since everyone in my family run their own business.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm done my diploma in culinary arts and now I'm doing degree in my business admin.
Okay. So what kind of food are you going? I'm sorry. So I mean, what kind of food business you want to
I
do?
My family run their restaurant, so I want
Okay.
to start like restaurant.
Oh, so you're interested in starting up a restaurant too lah?
Yeah.
Okay. Good luck. Tanisha call.
Hi, good morning, madam.
Mm-hmm.
My name is Tanisha and I'm from Stapa, Kuala Lumpur.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm studying business administration. My dream is to expand my dad's business. His work is related in like construction and logistics.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Tivia, anak perempuan Vijaya Sega.
Good morning, madam, and hello, everyone. My name is Divya. I'm from Sri Kambangan. I'm taking Bachelor of Business Administration. The reason I plan to take this course is to start a business. I already start some small business. My big dream is to open a bakery.
To open a bakery. So what kind of business are you currently doing?
Two businesses. One is I'm doing insurance, and another
Okay.
is I'm in online. I'm selling cakes.
Selling cakes. Okay. Good luck.
Thank you, madam.
Sharani.
Good morning, madam.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, my name is Usha Rani.
Mhm.
You can call me Usha or Rani. Then I'm from Gombak, Kel. I'm taking BBA. This is my first year, second semester. So actually, my dream is to be a teacher,
Mm-hmm.
but now I'm taking business because maybe in future I'm gonna focus more about business and maybe I want to open a tadika maybe.
Oh, Tadika. So just like
Yeah.
one of your friends before this lah. Saya tadi pun ada
Yeah,
kan.
yeah, yeah.
Okay lah. Maybe you two can become
Thank
partners
you.
or something.
Yeah, maybe sure, madam. Thank you.
Okay. Vanisha, anak perempuan Subramaniam.
Good morning, Miss. I'm Manisha Subramanian, and I'm from Telok Intan Perak, and I'm doing degree in BBA. So actually, I want to be a physiotherapist.
Sorry, you want to be a
Physiotherapist,
physiotherapist. Okay.
but due to some problems, so I have to study this course and just want to work and make more money.
Okay.
That's
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Vinosh.
Good morning, Miss.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, hi everyone. My name is Vinosh. I'm from Sentul. I'm an IT student. My dream is to be a successful person in life, meaning to have a permanent job and have a side business, maybe set up a restaurant, maybe. So this is my dream is.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Wan Muhammad Firdaus.
Assalamualaikum and hi guys. Okay, so my name is Wan Muhammad Firdaus. I'm from Kulim, Kedah. Okay, I'm taking business admin. My dream before this, I want to be a firefighter.
Firefighter, okay.
When I enter secondary school, I got rabun Jawa. So, yeah. uh, sedih sikit. So, I just forget about it. And I want to be a businessman after that.
Okay.
So, yeah, there's a relationship between business admin and businessman, I guess.
Okay. So what kind of
That's
business are you planning to do?
Actually, I'm not decide yet. Okay, because
Okay.
I'm quite relaxed in my life. Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Yashvini? Yashvini, are you here? Yashvini? Yashvini is not here. Zahirul Haq?
Assalamualaikum.
Okay.
My name is Zahirul and I'm from KL. My dream is to be a successful businessman.
Mm-hmm.
That's all, miss.
So what kind of business are you planning to do? Or do you already have a business?
No.
No.
I'm planning to do business like, like entrepreneur, selling
Entrepreneur?
things.
Selling things. Okay. 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 So thank you. Okay. So we've heard about all your dreams, what you want to be. Some have a very clear idea what they want to do in the future. Some of you are still looking. Some of you are not sure what they want. Some of you keep changing their dreams. That's okay because you all are still young, so you can still explore. Okay, so for this subject, I will be teaching you about all the laws, and hopefully, all these laws can help you. One, if you want to become a businessman, you must know about contract law, because you want to know when you do business with some other parties. You want to make sure that the contract you have with them is enforceable, because you know that when you do business with other people, it is very risky, because the other party might do something like you want to sell things to them, and maybe if you have a contract with a supplier, for example, you have a contract with maybe the supplier does the product as you want. They send the product is have some problem with it. So you have to know all these laws in order to make sure that your rights as a businessman is protected. Okay, so first we will start with mana? Keluar. Sorry, this is my first time using Microsoft Teams, so I'm not sure how to share it. Okay. Can you see the course plan that I share? I'm not sure.
Yeah,
You
madam.
can. Is it clear? Wait. baru pun. Sekejap can you see the whole page of the course plan that I share?
No, miss.
What is
There is a few files there.
okay?
Hello. Bluetooth mode.
Wait. I want to share the Microsoft Word, but I'm not sure how. Can you see it now?
Yes.
Yes, miss.
You can see the whole page, right?
Yes, miss.
Yes, miss.
This course plan, I will share this course plan inside your e-learning portal. Once I get the idea into that into that website, I'll share this course plan and our first topic for today. So can you see it clearly or do I need to zoom it in? Is this better?
Yes,
Yes,
miss.
ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, miss.
Okay. So
Ma'am, are you there?
Miss, we can't hear you.
Miss, if you're speaking, we cannot hear you. Or is she not ready? Right?
Can you hear my voice now?
Yes, Miss.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, can hear you now, Miss.
Yeah. And you can see the slide that I share, right?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
Okay. Okay, so I restart again. Okay, so for this semester, I will be teaching you business law. The course code is BAWB 1014. As you know, this semester is a semester which runs from January until March. So because this is a short semester, we will have two classes per week per subject. So for this subject, your class is this morning, every Saturday morning from 8:30 to 12:30, and then we'll have another class from 2:30 until 6:30. Okay. Our class have 4 credit hours. So usually we will run around 2 hours of class, and then we will have tutorial. For the tutorial part, we'll maybe do some kind of activities, or maybe I'll give you questions that you have to answer, and then after that we will discuss the answer. Okay. Okay.
Madam.
Yeah. Okay. The contact hours per week is 8 hours. So the delivery methods of this class is lecture, tutorial, and facilitation. This one, so not important. So this is our consultation hours. Our class is on Saturday from 8:30 to 12:30, and from 2:30 to 6:30. Okay, so this document comprise introduction, learning objective, course requirement, blah blah blah. So as an introduction, business operate within a clear but quite complex legal environment. So as you know, businesses is you cannot run from being in a legal environment when you want to do business, because business is connected to some kind of acts or some kind of legal requirements. So that's why you need to learn about this business law subjects. Okay, so this subject first, you will learn about Malaysian legal system. This is what we are going to be learning today. Today I will teach you about Malaysian legal system, about the sources of law in Malaysia. So if you want to know where can you refer if you want to know anything about Malaysian law, so we will learn about the sources of law in Malaysia, and then we will also learn about the kind of courts that we have in Malaysia. In Malaysia, we have 5 levels of court: magistrate, sessions, high court, court of appeal, and federal court. So we learn about all these courts and what is the difference between these courts, and if you have any issues, if you have any dispute, where can you refer to, which court can you go if you want to settle a dispute. So that's what we are going to be learning today. And then I will also teach you about some of the basic legal terminologies related to law. So maybe some of these terms you have heard it before, or maybe some of you have not heard about all these terms. So that's what I'm going to be teaching you today. And after that, we also learn about law of contract. Law of contract is one of the topics that we are going to be learning extensively. We have 3 topics, I think, 2 or 3 topics on contract law alone. And then after that, the law on Sales of Goods Act is also related to contract. And then laws on agency is also related to law for contract. So our main laws related to business is contract law, and other laws are also related to contract law. So we also learn about employment law. As I heard before this, some of you already have diploma in HRM, Human Resource Management. So I think you are quite familiar about employment law. So it's okay. We are going to learn about employment law, and you can be reminded of anything you have learned during your diploma. Okay. So the learning objectives. The objectives of the course are to familiarize students with basic terminology in law. So you will learn about all these weird terminology that you may have not heard before. And then you will also be provided with an understanding of the Malaysian legal system. Um, and then you will also be provided with an understanding and recognition of how the legal system shapes, affects, and controls the way business is carried in Malaysia. So what is the relationship between law and business? And then you will also learn about the legal implication of selected business situation. For example, if you have a business and then you breach, in a business, you will have a contract with some other parties. And if you breach that contract, what will happen? If the other party breach the contract, what will happen? So if you have a contract, all the conditions in your contract, all the terms in the contract, what is the effect? What is the effects of all those terms, or what is the effects of all those conditions? So we will learn about that in this course. So at the end of the course, you should be able to first explain the legal rights, responsibilities of parties in a business context. And then the second learning outcomes is you will be able to explain legal terminologies and legal principles related to business matters. So if you open a business, when you read a contract after you learn about this course, maybe you will understand more about what you are reading in the contract. Like before this, if you read a contract, maybe you don't understand what you are reading. You don't understand what is the implication of all the terms in the contract. But after you have learned this course, hopefully you will have a better understanding on the legal principles and what is the effects of it. And maybe you can provide solution if you have any issues. Maybe as some of you have told before, you have a business or you have a family business. Something happened to your family business, or maybe if your family business have some problem, so you will be able to provide solution because you already have knowledge about the legal side of business. Okay. So all of you are not law students, so maybe this subject may be a bit dry because you have a lot of readings to do. You have to read a lot of cases, and you have to know about a lot of acts, about a lot of laws. So it might be dry. So I'll try to make it as simple as possible. I'll try to make it so that it will be so that you can better understand it as a layman. So if when I was teaching you cannot understand, maybe you think apalah Miss ni cakap bahasa law. Maybe because sometimes I tend to use a lot of legal terms because I was a practicing lawyer. So legal terms, maybe some of the words I think is easily understandable, but if you cannot understand what am I saying, maybe because if sometimes I use terms which is not familiar, which you are not familiar with, you can tell me and I'll try to explain it in a more layman term so that you can understand. Okay. Any question?
No, Miss.
No. Sorry?
So far good.
Okay. So we actually only have 7 weeks because this is a short sem. But when I see your your academic calendar, I think the 7th week, which is on 13 March, I think you already started your final exam then. So maybe we will only have like 6 weeks of class. So I'll try to finish all the syllabus within these 6 weeks. So if I am going maybe a little bit too fast, you can tell me, ask me to slow down so that you can understand better. But I mean, I don't mind if you ask me, Miss, you are talking too fast. Please slow down. I don't mind if you tell that to me. So tell me if I'm going too fast so I can go a little bit slow. And then we have one final exam. For this subject, the continuous assessment is 50%, and the final exam is another 50%. So attendance policy is as usual according to the academics regulation. So for this semester, we will have 3 types of continuous assessment. The first one is presentation. So presentation will be in a form of group presentation. So what I like to do is I like to you can divide yourself into groups of 4 or 5 people, and then next week I'll give the questions for the presentation. So I like to do the presentation during class. So meaning that during our tutorial lecture, tutorial hours, I will choose maybe 2 or 3 groups to present. So you have to switch on your camera. So you don't have any option of. So you have to, if you want to do makeup or anything, you can do it. So you dress properly, prepare yourself properly, and then you have to switch on your camera, and then you have to present during the class to all your classmates, and then your classmates and I will be asking questions. That is the type of presentation I'm trying to do, because before this I've sorry. Someone accidentally switched on the mic. Okay. So because before this I tried to do presentation that when I try to do the type of presentation where you only have to prepare your presentation and then upload it online. But that kind of presentation have so many problems, so I don't want to do that anymore. I want you to present during class. Have any problem to present during class? Maybe some is there anyone here who maybe don't have a good internet connection? Most of you have good internet connection, right?
Yeah, ma'am.
So I think it would not be a problem for you to present during class. I hope there will not be any problem for you to present during class. I will sorry?
It should be fine actually.
Yeah. So presentation is in group, so 4 to 5 people in group. So maybe you can start finding your group members. So it will carry 20%. Question will be given next week, and then your second assessment is assignment, which will be in a form of case study. So I will give a case study, maybe a half page or 1 page of case study, which you have to. So for this assignment, I want it to be done in pairs. So you have to do maybe 2% for one assignment, and then you just submit the assignment in week 4. So assignment will also be given next week. The assignment most probably will be under the topic of tort or contract, because that is one among the earliest topic that we are going to learn. So the assignment is also 20%. And then another continuous assessment is reflective paper. Okay, wait. So the first one is presentation. So why we do presentation is to develop collaborative spirit among students, because as you know, when you start working, especially when you are working in a company, you cannot help but do teamwork. So to develop your teamwork skills, to develop your communication skills, so we do a good presentation to develop a collaborative spirit among students. So one group is around, I'll check first in the course. Most probably there will be around 4 to 5 students per group. So if you have 4 students, if we are looking at the number of participants here, we have around 42. 42 divided by 4 is around 10 groups. 42 divided by 5, around 8 groups. So maybe we'll have a group of 5. So you can start finding your group team members kiranya you can start finding your group members now. So and I give the question next week. So the question you will be required to do some kind of research. You will be required to prepare, and you will be required to present your findings. The presentation can be done using PowerPoint presentation, no problem. But if you want to do something more creative, maybe you want to do Prezi or any other online platform for presentation, there is no problem. I don't mind. I don't mind if you do if you use any other presentation platform, as long as it must be in a form of presentation. And you have to present your findings. So hopefully while doing your presentation, you will learn to work in teams. Hopefully there is no free rider. Hopefully everyone put their weights into their presentation. And you will acquire a research skills, develop communication skills, and reflect your learning journey. Okay, so due date for submission. For presentation, it will start in week 4. So week 4 is, today is week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. Presentation will probably start on 13 February. On 20th February, you have your semester break. Is that right? Have you seen your academic calendar for this semester?
No, ma'am. We're not sure about it.
From what I can see in your website, you will have your semester break from 15 February until 21st February. But I will confirm it with Madam Nadia. So most probably we'll start our presentation on 13 February, which is the 4th week. So question will be given next week.
Madam?
Yeah?
The presentation will be start on 13 February.
Mm-hmm.
But 30 February is Chinese New Year, right?
Oh, iya ke? Sekejap.
Yeah, 12 the first Chinese New Year and 13 is the second day of Chinese New Year.
Oh, alamak. So we'll have even less time for class.
Yeah.
Okay, so if 12 and 13 is a public holiday, I think we may need to replace that class. But most probably then it will start maybe we'll start on 20th February. But I will tell you later lah, because I need to check. Yeah, I only realized that 12 and 13 is Chinese New Year. So maybe we need to replace that class because it is a short sem and we are running out of time. So maybe on 20th we will have class, but I'll inform you later. Anything I will inform you later. No worries. 15 February. Yeah, 15 is sem break. Okay. Okay, so the assignment, the presentation will enable students to achieve learning outcome 1 and 2. And then for the second one is case study. So case study, as I mentioned before, it will be in a pair of 2. You will be doing 2 students per assignment. So the students will be required to complete 1 written assignment, which will be in the form of case study. So case study is I will give a situation. Maybe you will have a company and that company may have any problems, or you may you want to create a you want to have a contract with some other company. So I will tell you later what kind of case study you are going to do. So the questions will be given next week and it will be uploaded in your website, UNIEC. So the assignment will assess your understanding about the basic principles of law. So as I said before, I will be giving questions on law of contract and maybe law of torts. So you will also be needed to apply the principles that we have learned in class in your case study. And I will give the due date. I will be giving the due date for the assignment inside their question. Most probably around week 4 or week 5 also, because I need to check your assignment before your final exam. And then another one, you will have a reflective paper which carries 10%. So the reflective paper, for the reflective paper, you will be required to write a paper that articulate the learning experience, what you have learned, how you can integrate what you have learned in business law in your daily lives, how learning business law have changed your maybe it has changed your lives, or how you have used your what you have learned in business law in your lives. So the reflective paper will show your thought process and analysis about the business law course. So I will give you a guide on how to write the reflective paper. So the the guide for the reflective paper will also be given next week. So next week I will give all 3 assessment questions to you. Okay, so the final exam will be 50%. The format will be informed later. And how you are going to sit for your final exam is also will be informed later. Okay, so as of now, do you have any question about the assignments? About any of the assessments?
No, ma'am, clear.
No question. Okay, so any general grading, I think you are more familiar with this. So basically we have 8 topics. First topic is Malaysian legal system. The second one is law of tort. The fourth is law of contract 1, law of contract 2, law of agency, law on sales of goods, and employment law. So in details, what we are going to learn, macam for this week, for week 1, we are going to be learning about Malaysian legal system. So we are going to learn about the sources of Malaysian law. What are the sources of Malaysian law? If you are asking about the law in Malaysia, where can you refer to if you want to know about the law in Malaysia? So that is what sources of Malaysian law is all about. And then we'll also learn about court system in Malaysia. For example, if you have a dispute in the amount of 500,000 ringgit, for example, maybe you have a business, you have a contract with a supplier and the supplier breached their contract and you are suffering damages around 500,000 ringgit. So which court you have to refer to claim your 500,000 ringgit? So that's what we are going to learn under the court system in Malaysia. And then I also teach you some of the basic terminologies in law. The basic terminologies is not exhaustive. I only put the most basic one. We do have other terms. So that's what I said before. If you have any question about any terms that I use, if you don't understand any of the term, you can ask me and I'll try to explain it in layman terms. Layman terms too, meaning how people, non-legal people understand it. So I will try to explain it to you. So that is for week 1. So for this week, we already done our introduction. We already done our ice-breaking session. I'm currently doing your briefing on course expectation. And this, after this, I will give you maybe 10 to 15 minutes break. And after that, we will start our topic. And then for next week, week 2, we are going to be learning about law of tort. When I asked you before, no one have any idea what is law of tort. Law of tort is actually what we call you did something wrong to another person, and the effect of that wrong is that person is able to sue you. You have heard of the word sue, right? Sue, saman. So law of tort is when you do something wrong that cause damage, or the wrongful act cause other person. So the other person can claim damage against you. So they can get ganti rugi. They can get money from you. So that is what law of tort is all about. So I will teach you about the functions of law of tort. Why do we have law of torts in Malaysia? Um, why do I mean, if someone is negligent, for example, if someone is committing some kind of negligence, kalau seseorang itu cuai, what can you get from the other person's negligence? So we are going to learn about all the elements of negligence. In law, if you want to claim for something, you need to prove. You do know that, right? Under the law, if you want to prove anything, you need to prove. You need to fulfill all the elements. For similarly, for law of negligence, there are 4 elements of negligence. So you have to prove all 4 elements for you to get your ganti rugi, for you to get your damages. Okay. So we will learn about law of negligence. Other than that, we will also learn about contributory negligence. Contributory negligence is when someone else committed some kind of wrong towards you, but at the same time, you also have your part in that wrong, in that wrongful acts. For example, I give a simple example, but it may not be related to business. For example, a train passing through the train railways, and it caused some kind of injury, or maybe it caused some kind of death to a person who walked through the railway tracks. So in that kind of situation, if there is some kind of negligence in the railway companies, for example, if they let fans, maybe contoh ada pagar yang kiranya pagar tu, saya nak kata, I can imagine but I cannot spell it out. Wait. You have railway tracks. So railway tracks kan dekat surrounding the railway tracks, they will have all kind of fence. So maybe the fence is broken. So the fence is broken, and someone can slip through the fence and use the railway tracks. So if the fence is not repaired, so there might be some kind of negligence on the part of the railway station or the railway company for allowing a fence to not be repaired and cause someone to use the fence to go across the railway tracks. But at the same time, the person who go across the railway tracks is also contributory to the negligence, because they also do some kind of wrong. So that is what contributory negligence is about. So yes, I did some wrong, but you also do some wrong, so you cannot claim the full amount of your damages. So something like that. So that is contributory negligence. And other than that, we will also vicarious liability. Vicarious liability is when an employee committed a wrongful act. For example, when an employee is doing some kind of wrong. For example, in a restaurant. In a restaurant, a waiter might have committed a negligence when they cause the food from their tray to spill on the customer. For example, the waiter is careless. They use the waiter is carrying a tray full of hot. They carry a tray full of hot soup, and then they are negligent. They accidentally slip, and then they spill the soup onto a customer. So that is a negligent. Okay, because they are doing some kind of act that cause the other person to be injured. So in that situation, for example, in the situation when a waiter spill a soup onto a customer, who will be sued? Who do you think will be sued?
Miss?
When a waiter spill a soup onto the customer, who will be sued? Sorry? Yes?
Yes, Miss. The restaurant will be sued.
Yes. Why do you sue the restaurant, not the waiter?
Incompetence and negligence of customer service.
Wow. So in law of tort, it is called vicarious liability.
Oh, my. Okay, I thought about. Okay.
Okay. But yeah, in law of tort, it is called so in law of tort, it is called vicarious liability. So when your employee commits some kind of wrong, some kind of negligence, the employer will be liable because simply because you are the employer of the employee. So that is what vicarious liability about. So for vicarious liability, we will be learning about who is an employee, because for an employer to be liable for the wrong of the employee, we need to determine that the person who commit the wrong is the employee. So we will learn about who is an employee and whether the act of the employee is done in the course of employment. So for example, the previous example I gave about the waiter, because the waiter is negligent, he's when he is working, so it can be considered that he is doing it in the course of his employment. So if the wrongful act is done in the course of employment when they are doing the job and the person who did the wrong is the employee of the employer, you can sue the employer for damages. Why? Because usually the employer will have more money to pay, and usually employers will also have insurance, so they will have more money to pay the damages. So that's why we have this concept of vicarious liability. And then other than that, we will also be learning about general defenses under tort. So for tort, if you commit a wrongful act and someone successfully prove all the elements of the wrong, what is the defense that you can use to protect yourself? So if you can use the defense, maybe you will not be liable to pay. So that's what we are going to learn in week 2, law of tort. And then after that, we will be learning about law of contract. Law of contract, as I said, is the most important laws that you need to understand for business. So we will be learning about why we need to learn about law of contract, what is the functions of law of contract. First, we will be learning about elements of contract. So if you want to have a contract with another party, what are the elements? You have to fulfill all these elements. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 elements of contract. Then you have to fulfill all these 6 elements for a contract to be enforceable. Enforceable meaning that the contract can be used in order to claim for damages. So if someone breached the contract must be enforceable. If a contract is not enforceable, you cannot get your ganti rugi. You cannot get your damages. So we will learn about the elements of contract, how to make a contract valid. So we will learn about what is offer, what is acceptance, what is intention to create legal, what is consideration, what is capacity, what is certainty. That's what we are going to learn about elements of contract. And then after learning about elements of contract, we will also be learning about privity of contract. Privity of contract is a legal doctrine. It is a legal concept. Legal doctrine is a legal concept. It is a legal concept which stated that a contract cannot confer rights or impose obligations upon any person who is not a party to the contract. So in a law of contract, under the law of contract, if you want to claim for damages, if you want to claim for breach of a contract, you need to be a party to the contract. So That is this concept of privity of contract is all about. You need to be a party to the contract. Only then you can claim damages for breach of contract. If you're not a party to the contract, you cannot claim under a contract. If you're not a party to the contract, usually you will claim under this one, law of tort. Law of tort, you don't need to have any contract to be liable under law of tort. But for law of contract, you need to be a party to the contract. So that is the concept of privity of contract. And then we will also learn about the contents of a contract. So in a contract, we have two different type of contents. First one is what we call, wait, I want to see my slide. Conditions and warranty. If I'm speaking. Wait, law of contract. Okay, so for contents of a contract, we will learn about a few things. We will learn about conditions. We learn about what are the terms in the contract is considered a conditions. What terms of a contract is considered a warranty. What terms of a contract is considered express terms, implied terms. What are exemption clause. So all of that we are going to learn under the topic of contents of a contract. And then we will also be learning about factors vitiating a contract. So factors vitiating a contract ni it's actually about consent. Because as you know, to enter into a contract, there need to be a consent between the parties. So both parties need to have a consent to enter into contract. Both parties must consent, mesti bersetuju to must consent to the contract. Maksudnya dua-dua pihak mesti bersetuju untuk enter into the contract. So we will learn about what are the factors which will affect a consent. So for example, coercion. If you sign a contract under a coercion, contohnya someone put a knife on your neck and then they said, you sign the contract. If you don't want to sign the contract, I will kill you, for example. Or they said that if you want to join this company, you need to sign the contract. Even if you don't agree with the terms of the contract, you need to sign. If you don't sign the contract, you cannot join the company. For example, in that kind of situation, it will be what we call coercion. Coercion is paksaan. So when you sign the contract under coercion, the contract will become what we call a voidable contract. So voidable contract is a contract that you can claim damages for the you can claim for so for a voidable contract, there are some things that you can do with a voidable contract. So kita akan belajar lah all about voidable contract, void contract, voidable contract, if I'm not mistaken, in Malay it is called contract boleh batal, or a void contract is what we call contract yang terbatal. So that is we will learn about that in week 3. And we will also learn about what is a void contract, apa contract yang terbatal. What kind of contract is void, what type of contract is terbatal, and what kind of contract is illegal. Okay, so some contract is what we call an illegal contract. So when it is an illegal contract, the contract cannot be enforced. So for example, if you sign a contract with for example, if you made a contract for judi, for for something that is, for example, you make a contract for, what is judi in English? For gambling. So that kind of contract cannot be enforced. So that is some kind of what we call a void contract or illegal contract. So we will learn that. We will learn about all of that in week 3 and week 4. No worries, even if you don't think you don't understand a thing what I'm talking about right now. No worries, we will learn that in week 3 and week 4. So we will also learn about how to discharge of the contract. So how to put an end to your contract. So there are 3 ways. There are 4 ways to discharge from a contract. How to put put the end of your obligation to a contract. And then we will also learn about remedies. So if someone committed a breach of contract, what are your remedies? What can you claim from them? So that is all under law of contract. Okay. And then after that, we will also be learning about law of agency. Law of agency, I think you will be familiar with the term agent. For example, when you want to buy a house, you will have an agent. Or for example, when you want to do some kind of legal transaction, you will engage a lawyer. So that lawyer will also become your agent. So that is what we are going to learn in week 4 under the law of agency. We will learn about the nature of agency, what type of agency do we have in Malaysia, how to create an agency, what are the duty of a principal and agent, how to terminate an agency. That is all under the law of agency. And then week 5, we will learn about law of sales and sales of goods. What kind of goods can be sold? How can you sell goods? Can you take an order to create something? For example, you are a dressmaker. You want to create. You want to do a sale and purchase, and you want your client to pay you some kind of deposit before you start making that dress. So that's falls under Sales of Goods Act 1957. So we'll also learn about terms of contract under the Sales of Goods Act. And then we will also learn about what are the rights of a seller, what are the rights of a buyer, how to transfer property, how to transfer ownership. So that's all under the law of sales of goods. So this law of sales of goods is beneficial. It can be used for people who are in a business, especially in business of selling and buying. So you can understand more about all this law, which can protect your rights. And then the last topic, employment law. So you will also learn about who are covered under the Employment Act 1955. What are the provisions under the Employment Act 1955 about wages, about all the benefits, working hours, what are rest days, how many leaves can you have in a year, about can you not want to employ a woman? Can you say that I don't want to employ in my company? Is it possible under the law? So we also learn about how to terminate a contract, how to what we call how to fire, how to terminate your employee, how to fire your employee, how to retrench your the event of maybe your company is losing because of COVID-19. You cannot do your business as usual, so you have to retrench some of your staff because you need to reduce your losses. So how to retrench your staff? What are the remedies? What do you have to pay to your ex-employee if you want to terminate them? So that's all under employment law. And then on week 7, your final examination. So that's all what we are going to be learning today, and how you are going what you are going to be learning this semester, and how you are going to be assessed for this semester. You have any question? Any question about the assessment, or any question about the topics that we are going to learn?
No, ma'am.
Any question about what kind of acts you need to download? So for this subject, you need to download maybe Contract Act, Contract Act 1950, Sales of Goods Act, and Employment Act. All of those acts can be found online. You don't need to buy it. So you just can download it and we'll refer it during the class. Okay, so if you don't have any question regarding the course outline, I will give you around 15 minutes break. And after the break, we will start with our topic 1. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Anyways.
Okay, good morning.
Morning, ma'am.
Morning, Miss.
Okay, I already shared course plan and first topic inside the WhatsApp group. And once I get the access to your e-learning portal, I also upload both documents inside your e-learning portal. Okay. Okay. So today we will be starting with topic 1, which is Malaysian legal system. So you can see the slides, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Can. Okay. So for this topic, you will, at the end of the topic, you will be able to explain the source of Malaysian law. What are the sources of Malaysian law? Where can you refer to if you want to know about Malaysian law? And then we will also, you will also between the different levels of courts in Malaysia. Like in Malaysia, we have 5 different levels of courts. The lowest one would be magistrate court, and the highest court in Malaysia is federal court. So you will learn about what are the difference between these courts. And then is my can you hear my voice? Because it state that my internet is of poor quality.
We can hear it.
Clear. Okay. Clear tak apa. Okay, and also you will be able to understand some basic terminologies in law. Before we start, what do you think would happen if there were no law? Can you imagine a world where there is no law, tak ada undang-undang? What do you think would happen to that world?
Huru-hara.
Huru-hara? Why?
Civilized. Chaos.
Uncivilized, yeah.
Havoc.
Havoc. Why? Why
Savages.
why do we have damages? Why huru-hara? Why there are havoc?
There's like no crime, and there's no one to stop you if anything happens also.
Yeah, that is one thing. If there is no law, people can do anything, but there is nothing that can stop them. For example, if you hate someone, you can just go and kill them. Or for example, when you see your friends have um, beautiful jewelries that you cannot afford because there is no law, you can just go and snatch the jewelry from them. So that's what will happen if there is no law. So that is why we need to have law, because we need to put things in order. We need things to be in order. Kita perlukan keamanan. We want to ensure that the country is safe, the country is secure, everyone is safe. That is why we need to have law. Okay, so what is law? So law is a body of rules, whether proceeding from formal enactment or from custom, which a particular state, a community recognized as binding on its subjects or members. So when we talk about law, bila kita cakap pasal undang-undang, it refers to a body of rules. It refers to something that whether you some things that whether you can create it using a formal enactment. So when we talk about formal enactment, we are talking about creating using the parliament, or creating new laws using Dewan Undangan Negeri, States Legislative Assembly. So that is what we call a law which is formally enacted. But we also have other types, other laws which can derive from custom. For example, adat. So in Malaysia, we have customs, adat, but the ones that is recognized under the law is only customs of the indigenous people, customs of orang asli in Sabah and Sarawak. That kind of customs are binding under the law. So about law, a law is something binding on its subjects. So when we talk about an adat pepatih, it's a custom, but you cannot, if I'm not mistaken, you cannot claim under the law for adat pepatih. Adat pepatih, adat temenggung, adat Cina, I don't think it's recognized under the law. But adat in Sabah and Sarawak, so for example, in Sabah and Sarawak, they also have their adat on how to acquire lands, how to inherit lands. So in Sabah and Sarawak, their rights on how to inherit lands, how to acquire lands, that can be enforced under the law. Yeah, so Desiman, you're indigenous people. You from where?
Sabah, Kota Kinabalu.
Sabah, yeah. You from suku kaum mana?
Mixing of Chinese and Kadazan Dusun, Sino Kadazan.
So, for example, macam yang Kadazan Dusun tu, they have their own adat, and their adat can be enforced under the law. Okay, so itu customs. So other than that, when we talk about law, law is something binding. For example, when it is an act, akta, an act is binding on everyone inside Malaysia, because act is made by the parliament, and parliament have power all around Malaysia. So the whole Malaysia, the act created by parliament is applicable, is enforceable throughout Malaysia. Di seluruh Malaysia, you can use the act. But if you create an enactment is something created under State Legislative Assembly. It is created by a state, by negeri, kerajaan negeri yang create enactment. So the enactment is only applicable, is only enforceable inside that state only. Hanya terpakai di dalam negeri itu sahaja. Okay, so when we talk about macam tadi I cakap on customs is only applicable on people inside the kaum sahaja. So only that community recognize that law, and the law is only applicable for people inside the community only. Okay, so in Malaysia we have two types of law. The first one is written law, and the second one is unwritten law. So written law is, as I mentioned before, it is enacted by the parliament for the federal level, and it is enacted, created by the state legislative assembly or Dewan Undangan Negeri for state level. So di peringkat persekutuan, it is enacted by the parliament. For peringkat kerajaan negeri, it is created by the Dewan Undangan Negeri. So unwritten law, on the other hand, it comes from several sources. Okay. So, before we start on the sources of law, what is parliament?
Miss? Constitution of all the districts in every state with one member to represent them.
Okay. So, how do we choose our members of parliament? Oh, we have our one friend who wants to be a member of parliament, right? Siapa tadi? Who said they wants to be a member of parliament tadi?
That was me, Miss.
Okay. So how to become a member of parliament?
Well, the first step is try to join a party and gain supporters, and then most probably, whenever there's a federal election, try to run for the election, or if there's a state-run election.
Okay, so that's how you become a member of parliament. So have you guys tried voting yet? Yeah, is anyone here has tried voting, or you all of you have not tried voting yet during last general election in 2018? Is there anyone who is above 21 during that time? No.
No, madam.
No one. So everyone is still young here. Okay. So during an election, for some.
Jesus.
Okay. Okay. So for some states during general election, for example, if you are in wilayah persekutuan, you don't have any state legislative assembly, so you only have to vote for one box, which is the parliament box. So you only choose your members of parliament. But on the other hand, for states. For example, if you are in Selangor or Kelantan or Terengganu or any other states in Malaysia except federal territories, you will be able to vote for two people. One, you will be able to vote for your members of parliament, and that person you choose will become an MP, members of parliament, and they will sit in Dewan Rakyat. On the other hand, you will also be able to vote another one in another box, which is called Dewan Undangan Negeri, State Legislative Assembly, and that person will become a members of DUN, Dewan Undangan Negeri. Okay, so in Malaysia, we have two types of law. The first law is made by parliament. So your MP yang you pilih in the first box tu, that person will become a member of parliament, will become a member of Dewan Rakyat, and that person will make laws which is applicable throughout Malaysia. And on the other hand, the person you choose for the to be DUN, to be a state legislative assembly members, that person will make laws for state level di peringkat negeri. Because in Malaysia we have this under the federal constitution. Under the federal constitution, there are some subject matters where the law is enacted by the parliament, and there are some subject matters where the law is created by the state government. And there are certain subject matters which the law can be created by both the parliament and the state government. So that's why we have two different people in two different bodies. So we have one person in parliament who make laws for the whole country, and then we have another person who is in the state legislative assembly who make laws for the state only. Okay, so under the law, we have two different types of laws, which are unwritten law and written law. And then we also have another one which we call Shariah law. So Shariah law is only applicable for Muslims only, and Shariah law is only for subject matters which we call personal laws. Personal laws meaning that if you are a Muslim and you want to get married, you need to get married under Shariah law. Or if you want to get divorced, you need to get divorced under the Shariah law. Or if you have a child, to know the status of your child, whether your child is a legitimate child or illegitimate child, that is also under Shariah law. Or for example, if you got divorced and you want to fight for the custody of your child, that is also under Shariah law. And one more thing, when we talk about Shariah law, it also refers to administration of estate. So after you die, all your harta, all your estate, all your belongings will be distributed to your heirs, to all your families, to anyone who is eligible under the law to get the money, and it will be distributed under Shariah law. So that is the purpose of Shariah law. So Shariah law is a different legal system compared to civil law. So in Malaysia, we have two different two different administration of law. One is civil law. So civil law, it refers to criminal law. So if someone commits some kind of crime, it is also under civil law. And when you want to sue someone, you want to take any legal action against anyone, it is also under civil law. But on the other hand, if it is something related to Sharia, it is something related to your family, your marriage, your divorce, your children, your property, that is under Sharia law. So Sharia law is a different legal system. Okay, so in Malaysia, under the written law, we have two different constitution, which is the federal constitution and the state constitution. So when we talk about federal constitution, we are talking about the highest law in Malaysia. So in Malaysia, if you want to create any act, you want to create any law, you have to refer to the federal constitution. So the federal constitution is actually a book. The color may differ from year to year. Inside that book, it have everything about your rights as a citizen, and inside there also it gives all the powers to all the bodies in Malaysia. For example, as you know, in Malaysia, we have three what we call separation of power. So we have three different. Wait, I can't remember what it's called. We have three. We have three bodies. Sorry. So we have three branches of government in Malaysia. So we have three branches for separation of power in Malaysia. And these three branches are, and these three branches are Have you heard of these three things? Legislative, judiciary, executive. Or in Malay, Badan Perundangan, Badan Kehakiman, Badan Eksekutif. Have you heard of that?
Yep.
You did learn
Yes,
about
madam.
you do have some MPU subjects in your course, right? Do you have any mata pelajaran umum subject in Malaysia or something?
Yep, we did.
Okay. So you did.
Is it pengajian Malaysia?
Pengajian Malaysia. You have learned about pengajian Malaysia, right?
Yes, miss.
Okay. So pengajian Malaysia is where you learn about this concept of separation of power. So I think you are familiar with this concept of separation of power, right? You are familiar with separation of power, right? Okay. So under the law, in federal level, we have our highest law in Malaysia, which is Federal Constitution. And under the Federal Constitution, we also have federal laws. And under the federal laws, we have what we call subsidiary legislation. Similarly, on the state level, the highest law in the state is what we call a state constitution, Perlembagaan Negeri. And they have state laws under that, which are what we call enactment. And they also have subsidiary legislation. And then for unwritten law, we have judicial decisions. Judicial decisions is basically court's decisions, keputusan mahkamah. And some English law is also still applicable in Malaysia. And the third one is what I mentioned before, customs. Okay, so we start off with Federal Constitution. So the highest law in Malaysia, the supreme law of Malaysia is Federal Constitution, Perlembagaan Persekutuan. So this Federal Constitution, if you want to make any law passed, whether before or after Merdeka, whether it is made by the federal government or it is made by the state government, sama ada dibuat oleh kerajaan persekutuan atau kerajaan negeri, if that law conflicts with the federal constitution, it goes against the federal constitution, so the law will void to the extent of the inconsistency. So this is stated under Article 4, Clause 1 and Article 162, Clause 6 of the Federal Constitution. So what does this mean? It means that if you want to create any law, it doesn't matter if you are a federal government or if you are if you want to create any law, that law must not go against the Federal Constitution, because Federal Constitution is the supreme law of Malaysia, undang-undang yang tertinggi di Malaysia. Okay, for example, under the Federal Constitution, we just have this one article, Article 5, which is on right of life. So under Article 5, it states that every person have a right to life. Semua orang ada hak untuk hidup, and nobody have the right to take away their right to life. So nobody have any rights to kill them. Okay, so that is one of the rights under the federal constitution. So for example, you are a federal government, you want to create a law which states that so kiranya macam you want to promote healthy lifestyle in Malaysia. For example, you are the um, minister of sports, and you want to promote healthy lifestyle in Malaysia. So you try to create one law which states that everyone who is above the weight of 120 kilogram can be killed, can be sentenced to death. For example, you want to do that kind of law. You want to do a law that states that anyone who is above the weight of 120 kg, that person can be sentenced to death. You cannot make that law. Why? Because that law is against the federal constitution. So, because the federal constitution guarantees that you have the right to live. Semua orang ada hak untuk hidup. So, if you want to make any laws that take away someone's right to live, you want to make any laws that allow people to be killed, that kind of law cannot be made because it is against the federal constitution. So, if someone make a law which is against the federal constitution, what you can do, you can go to the court and ask the court to invalidate any legislative or executive act that violates any of the provisions in the federal constitution. So what you can do is you can go to the court. In this case, if you want to say that a law is constitution, you have to go direct to the federal court, and then the federal court has the power to make the ruling. So the federal court boleh buat keputusan that said that because this law is against the federal constitution, this law is void. So when a law is void, that law cannot be applicable anymore. So that law is cannot be enforceable lah. Undang-undang tu. So that is the power of the federal constitution. Any question about federal constitution?
Miss,
Yes.
if let's say there's a law that like everyone have the rights to live, and then why they have death sentence in as a law?
Because under the federal constitution, they also have one sentence inside the act itself. Wait. Under Article 5, it states that, wait, okay. So under the law, it states that this is what stated under the article shall be deprived of his life or personal liberty, save in accordance with the law. So in Malaysia, in normal situation, no, you cannot. In normal situation in Malaysia, no, you cannot take someone's life. But if someone commits a crime, for example, in Malaysia, not all offences carries the death sentence. So death sentence is in Malaysia is only allowed for some kind of crimes. What are the crimes that allow death sentence to be passed? Apa jenis-jenis kesalahan yang boleh dijatuhkan hukuman mati?
Murder.
Murder.
Drugs.
Drugs. Any else?
Armed
robbery. Yeah, genocide is murder. Armed robbery. So this kind of offense are the offenses that usually cause the death of the other person. So because, for example, the crime of murder, you kill someone else, and then the crime of armed robbery in itself doesn't carry death penalty. But if you are in the course of committing your armed robbery, you kill someone, you will be sentenced to death. And drugs is something that a very serious offense that can cause can cause other people to die, and it caused the country to collapse because of these drug addicts. So this kind of crimes is what we call very serious crime, and only those kind of crime can be sentenced with death. So in Malaysia, it said that no, in normal situation you cannot kill people, but if there is a very good reason under the law why that person should be killed, you can create a death sentence will be allowed. So that's how it is. So macam bila kita cakap under the law, this law is something that usually in general you cannot do it, but there are certain situation, there are certain circumstances where it can be done. So that's how law is. So similarly lah, in right to life, you cannot kill people under normal circumstances, but in some circumstances, in some situation, that is okay. That's how the law operates in not only in Malaysia, in around the world. Does that answer the question?
Yes, miss. Thank you, miss.
And so that's about Federal Constitution, which is the supreme law of Malaysia. So it's the highest law. You want to make any Federal Constitution first. If the Federal Constitution said that law can be made, you can make it. But if Federal Constitution doesn't allow that kind of law to be made, you cannot make it. If you make it, the court have the power to say that the law that you made is void. So your law cannot be enforced anyway. Okay, so that is Federal Constitution. So in every state, we also have some kind of law which is of the same level of Federal Constitution, but this state constitution, perlembagaan negeri, is only applicable to the state only. So for example, in the state of Selangor, di negeri Selangor, they will have their own constitution, Perlembagaan Selangor, and that perlembagaan is only applicable in Selangor only. So each state have its own basic state constitution, and for each state constitution, certain essential provision that must be put inside all states constitutions for all states in Malaysia. So semua negeri di Malaysia have to have some essential provisions. Ada beberapa ada beberapa peruntukan that have to be put inside all the state constitutions. Okay, so for example, all the states must have a provision inside the state constitution stating that state rulers must act on advice of the Executive Council, EXCO. So in all states, semua sultan, all the state rulers, they have to act on advice of the Executive Council. They have to act in accordance to the advice of EXCO. They don't have what we call discretionary power. So if you have discretionary power, you can make any laws you want. You can make any decision you want. But no, a state ruler, sultan, does not have that power. They have to they only have discretionary power for some things, but most things they have to get the advice from EXCO. So EXCO is on state level di peringkat negeri. It is similar to kerajaan Malaysia. So the government of Malaysia is the executive for the federal. So di peringkat persekutuan kita ada kerajaan Malaysia yang diketuai oleh Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin. But on the state level we have EXCO. EXCO is the same level like kerajaan persekutuan, but it is only for the state only. Kerajaan negeri sahaja. So all the state rulers have to act on advice of the EXCO, and then each state, setiap negeri must also have their own executive council, and at the same time all Dewan Undangan Negeri, all states must also have their own Dewan Undangan Negeri, because you need to make law for the state. So all the states need to have their own state legislative assembly. So that is a state constitution. So this is the federal constitution. Federal constitution is for the whole country, and state constitution each state only. And usually some states have more power for their state under their state constitution. For example, in Kelantan, we have this law where if you want to buy land in Kelantan, you have to be a Kelantanese. It means that if you want to buy a land in Kelantan, you must be someone who is born in Kelantan. But other states doesn't have that rule. I think Sabah and Sarawak may have that kind of rule, but in other states in Semenanjung, they don't have that rules. That rules is only in Kelantan only. Only Kelantan state that if you want to buy a land in Kelantan, you have to be a Kelantanese. So that is an example of things that can be put inside a state constitution. Okay, so you have any question about state constitution, federal constitution? No question. Okay, so if you have no question, we'll continue with federal laws. The parliament have the power to enact laws on 27 items as listed in the federal constitution. So inside the federal constitution, we have this schedule which we call 9 schedule, jadual ke-9. Inside there, it already stated what are the laws that can be made by the parliament, and what kind of law can be made by the state legislative assembly, and what kind of law can be made by both the parliament and the state assembly. So the laws which are enacted by the parliament is generally called act, or in Malay it's called akta. So whenever you see some kind of legal documents which states acts, for example contract acts or sales of goods acts, all those laws are made by the parliament. So it is called acts. And the sorry, put in mute. My voice hilang lagi eh? Can you hear me now? Still cannot?
Yes,
Now
yes,
can.
ma'am.
Now can miss.
Okay, because I think my cat put my voice on mute. Sorry. Which slide is the last slide that you hear my voice? Federal laws? Did you hear about my explanation on federal laws?
Yes, madam.
Oh, federal laws. So I can continue. Okay. So next we see state laws. So the state legislature, Dewan Undangan Negeri, they have the power to enact laws on 13 items under the state list. So if a law is made by the state legislative assembly, it is called enactment. So the enactment is only applicable to the state only, hanya terpakai kepada negeri itu sahaja. And the state legislature, similarly like parliament, they have the power to amend the state constitution, but they have some certain rules that they have to follow. And all state enactments are subject to the federal constitution and the state's own constitution. So if you want to create an act, you have to ensure that the act it does not go against the federal constitution. But if you want to make an enactment, you want to create an enactment, you have to make sure that the enactment does not go against the federal constitution and the state constitution. So you have to check two constitution. You have to check first the Perlembagaan Persekutuan, and then you also have to check the state constitution, Perlembagaan Negeri, to make sure that the law that you create does not go against both acts, both legal documents. Okay, so that is federal laws and state laws. So for easy understanding, federal laws are called acts. Akta is federal laws, undang-undang persekutuan, and enactments are state laws, undang-undang negeri. Okay, so these are among the items stated in the federal constitution about federal list and state list. So for example, the can make laws regarding external affairs. Any kind of relationship between Malaysia and another country. That kind of law must be made by the parliament. And the second one, defense of the federation. So if you want to make any laws regarding the defense of the federation, maybe some kind of security concern, maybe for example, Malaysia is in some kind of political, sorry, some kind of wait, give me 1 minute. I want to ban my cat from the room. Okay, sorry for the distraction. Okay, so under the federal list, okay, sorry, very sorry for the distraction. Okay, so under the federal list, if you want to make any laws on external affair, relationship between Malaysia and another country, that law can only be made by the parliament. And then if you want to make a law on defense of the federation, for example, maybe there is some kind of security concern in Malaysia. For example, maybe some kind of group is trying to overthrow the government, and you want to declare a state of emergency. You want to declare that the country is under emergency to protect the country. That law can only be made by the parliament also. And then internal security, police is also all the powers and responsibilities of police, all the rights of police, what police can do, what police cannot do, everything is also under parliament. So only parliament can make act for police, for internal security of in Malaysia. And then for civil and criminal law, you want to sue someone for breach of contract, you want to sue someone because they have committed some kind of tortious act, or you want to punish someone for committing some kind of crime, that also is under federalist. So only the parliament can make law relating to crime and law relating to civil law. So maksudnya kalau you nak summon someone, you must follow the law, and that law is created by the parliament. There are certain procedure you have to follow if you want to sue someone, and all the procedure on how to sue someone, how to get damages, how much you can get, everything is under federalist. Only parliament can make laws on that. And then federal citizenship. You want to become a citizen of Malaysia, or if you want to apply for permanent residency in Malaysia, that also you must follow the law that is created by the parliament. And finance of Malaysia, keuangan in Malaysia is also under federalist. That's why everything regarding customs department, for example, they want to introduce new tax. For example, they want to introduce new type of tax. They want to introduce SST and then change to GST and then change back to SST. All that thing must be made by the parliament. So it must be made through an act of the parliament. And also regarding education, pendidikan in Malaysia, rights of education is guaranteed under federal constitution, and the body that have the power to create all the laws relating to education is the parliament. So like macam you all point, so all the Kementerian Pendidikan Tinggi, Higher Education Ministry, all that is under the federalist. So the laws which govern them is made by the parliament. So that is a federalist. On the other hand, we also have state lists. State lists are the list of laws, undang-undang that can be made by the state government. So first one is matters pertaining to Islamic laws. So in Malaysia, anything relating to Islamic laws is not under the federal government. It is under the state government, except if you are living in the federal territories of Malaysia. So if you are living in Kuala Lumpur, Putrajaya or Labuan, the matters pertaining to Islamic laws, the laws will be made by the federal government. But if you are in other states, you are in Melaka, Kelantan, Selangor, Terengganu, Perlis, you have your own laws relating to Islamic laws. So they have their own enactment which relates to Islamic laws. That is one thing. The second one, land. In Malaysia, we do have a National Land Code. National Land Code is the acts which states all the procedures, all the rights, all the anything related to land possession, how to transfer land, what type of land there are in Malaysia, all that is under the National Land Code. But there are certain types of land which is under the jurisdiction of the state government. So there are certain type of lands that if you want to obtain and you want to acquire that land, you want to buy that land, you have to go through the state government. So I'm not going to go into details because that is under land laws, but just so you know that there are certain lands that falls under the state government. And then for agriculture and forestry, all the forests in all the states belongs to the state government. It belongs to the kerajaan negeri. And then local government. Local government refers to Majlis Perbandaran Tempatan. For example, in KL we have DBKL, or for example in Selangor we have Majlis Bandaraya Shah Alam, Majlis Perbandaran Kelang. All those Majlis Perbandaran, their laws are made under the state list because it is under the state list. It is under the power of the state government, kerajaan negeri. And then for water, air. Air is also under state list. And state holidays is also under state list. So for example, if you want to declare a public holiday, it must be declared by the state government. So that's why some states, for example, Thaipusam, this upcoming next week on Thursday, I think, Thaipusam public holiday. Not all states have Thaipusam public holiday because the power to declare a holiday is under states government. So that's why we have, for example, some states for some states, for example, Thaipusam is a public holiday. Nuzul Quran is a public holiday. Wesak is a public holiday. But not all states take all those holidays and declare it as a public holiday because it is under their power. So they can choose whichever perayaan they want to give state holidays to. So that's why sometimes in some states you have, for example, in Sabah and Sarawak, if I'm not mistaken, you have a Good Friday public holiday. But I don't think Good Friday is given for any other states in Malaysia. So that's the examples of items that falls under state list. Pesta Keamatan, you got public holiday for that in Sabah and Sarawak? Yeah. So only Sabah and Sarawak get public holiday for Pesta Keamatan. Yes, Saresh?
Miss, is the same also applied for Sultan's birthday in some of the federal states?
Yes. For example, for Pahang Sultan's birthday, only Pahang got the holiday. So for example, if it is the birthday of Sultan of Pahang, only Pahang got the state holiday. If it is the birthday of Sultan of Perlis, or only Perlis get the public holiday. And for example, in February, we have Hari Wilayah, 1st February. Only Wilayah Persekutuan got that public holiday because it depends on the state itself.
Miss?
Okay, thank you, Miss.
Yes?
Miss, if Thaipusam is a public holiday, right? So is there any state without that public holiday?
Thaipusam, I'm not sure, but I think Wesak, not everyone got holiday for Wesak.
Oh, okay, Miss.
Yeah, it depends. Some because I think Thaipusam, I think many all states declare public holiday for Thaipusam, but for Wesak not all states got public holiday for Wesak. So it all depends on the state itself. And I think we do have some kind of controversy because state of Kedah does not want to declare public holiday for Thaipusam. Yeah. Kedah MB want to declare no public holiday for Thaipusam. So they can do that, but they will, yes. Yes.
It's also depend on the workplace, the company, right? If they accept whether they giving the holiday for Thaipusam or not.
For public holiday, each company employment law, they are required to choose at least, I need to check back, but I think they need to provide at least 8 public holidays.
Oh, 8,
so they
yeah.
cannot reject
Okay.
all public holidays. They have to allow at
Alright.
least 8 public holidays, and the others they can say that they don't want to take that public holiday.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Miss?
Yes.
If Bella MB requested for the to remove Thaipusam holiday, is it approved by the federal government or?
Because state holiday is under the state list, the one who can declare whether they want to rescind or they want to give public holiday for Thaipusam or not is the state of Kedah. So the state of Kedah have to declare it. So because the MB wants to cancel the holiday, so the one who can say that they allow it is the DUN lah, di Dewan Undangan Negeri of Kedah.
Oh, okay, Miss.
Any other question? No. Okay. So if no other questions, we continue with subsidiary legislation. So before this, we already talk about acts, akta, which is made by the parliament, enactment, which is made by the state government. And then we also have some kind of regulations, which we call subsidiary legislation. In Malay, it is called perundangan kecil. Yeah. So it is called perundangan kecil. So perundangan kecil is any proclamation, rule, regulation, order, notification, bylaw, or any other instrument made under any act, enactment, ordinance, or other lawful authority and having legislative effect. So if you want to create an act, you want to amend an act, you have to go to the parliament. If you want to create an enactment or you want to amend an enactment, you nak ubah enactment, you have to go to the state legislative assembly. But we do have some kind of which we call subsidiary legislation, which is only made by the kementerian, which is made by the ministry. So this is some kind of decision which is made by the ministry. So when the ministry make any law, they can make the law which you call subsidiary legislation under the condition that the things that they want to make, the laws that they want to make must be under their power. So if you refer to any acts, some acts will state that, for example, the power to make any regulations regarding sports in Malaysia is under the power of the Minister of Sports, for example. Some is stated in the Act, Sports Act. So you can make any laws relating to sports because it is under your power. So you must have that power first. Usually they will give the power to the minister, the relevant minister of any act, and that minister can make some subsidiary legislation. Because the parliament and the state assemblies are the primary, but they are not the sole law-making authorities. Because many of the legislation is not made inside the parliament. Many of the legislation is not made inside the Dewan Undangan Negeri, but it is made under the ministry. Why? Because for example, in Malaysia, we do have these laws on bankruptcy. If you want to declare someone a bankrupt, you have to follow certain laws which is stated under the Bankruptcy Act. But inside the Bankruptcy Act, it doesn't state anything about how to serve the documents. For example, you want to declare someone bankrupt, the Bankruptcy Act will state that you have to have a bankruptcy notice. You need to have a creditor's petition, but it does not state there how to serve it, how to give the notice to the debtor, to the person who is in debt, how to give the creditor's petition to the person who is in debt. So that laws on how to serve the documents, how to prove that the document you serve is duly received by the debtor, that laws are made inside the subsidiary legislation. So all the small things are made under the subsidiary legislation. So only big things about power and duties are inside the act. All the small things that you need to use your power in order to discharge your duties all of that things are usually inside the subsidiary legislation. Okay, so kiranya in Malaysia, we have far more subsidiary legislation compared to the Act, because it is easier to make a subsidiary legislation compared to make an Act. An Act is very hard to make because we have to go to the Parliament, and it has to have the first reading, second reading, third reading before it can be passed. But it is easier to make a subsidiary legislation. So as long as the minister to make that law, they can make that law, and the law is called a subsidiary legislation. Okay. However, the subsidiary legislation is limited to subject matter authorized by the parent law. So that's why I said if they want to make the laws on some certain subject matter, they have to make sure that the Act allow them to do so. The Act must give power to the minister to make certain laws, then the minister can make the law. And then this law made by the minister, it is also open to review by the court. So for example, if you are affected by the subsidiary legislation made by some ministry, and you are not satisfied with that subsidiary legislation, you think that it is against the law, so you can challenge that subsidiary legislation in the court. So that is subsidiary legislation. Any question about subsidiary legislation?
Yes, Miss.
Yes. Yes.
Will any act under the subsidiary legislation be sent to the Senate Hall, the Dewan Negara?
Subsidiary legislation is not what we call it. If it is an act, sorry, can you please mute your mic? Okay. So if you want to make an act, you have to go through the Dewan Rakyat and Dewan Negara. But if you want to make a subsidiary legislation, you don't need to go there. That's why we have this subsidiary legislation, because it makes the process easier. The process, the law is usually made by the drafting division of the ministry, and it will be approved. It will be approved by the minister itself. So they don't go to Dewan Rakyat and Dewan Negara. So that's why subsidiary legislation is only for small things only.
I see. Thank you, Miss.
Any other question on subsidiary legislation? Okay, it's already 12:20. Okay, so we finish one more slides, and then the balance of the slide I will continue during the evening class. Okay, so the last slide for this morning, judicial decisions. What is judicial decisions? Judicial decisions is essentially the court's decision, keputusan mahkamah. So usually, sometimes the court will adopt a significant different interpretation of existing law, or deal with first-time situations that are not covered by existing law. So in Malaysia, we have laws, but usually the acts, the enactments, sometimes the provisions inside the enactments are not clear. The provisions inside the acts are very vague, very general. So that's why we have judicial decisions, because when the laws are too general, the court's decision will make it a bit more specific. So they will interpret the law. So when you have a law and the law is not very clear, the court will make it clearer by interpreting the law. Or if, for example, there is certain situation that is not covered under the law yet. For example, in Malaysia, maybe we don't have any laws about drone yet. I'm not sure we have a law on drone or not. But for example, we don't have any law on drone yet. So for example, someone used their drone, and the drone is used to illegally snoop in someone's house. So you illegally break into someone's house using the drone. So you use the drone and you go above someone's property, and then you capture everything inside that person's property. So that person wants to take action against you in the court for invasion of privacy, for example. If there is no law on drone, on whether using drone on someone else's property is offense, the court can make a law on that because it is considered the first time situation. So it is not covered by the existing law. So the court can make laws on that. So inside the decisions of the court, they will lay down important principles, which are called precedents. So when we start to learn about tort law and contract law and all other laws, we will look on all these precedents. So inside the decisions of the court, they will lay down all the principles, all the precedents. So if this situation happen, in this situation, this is what happens. In this situation, this is a crime. This is not a crime. Why? So it will be explained thoroughly inside the court's decision on everything relating to the law. So usually for lawyers, when we want to refer to some acts, we will not only refer to the act, we will also refer to the court's decision which has made any decisions relating to that sections, relating to that provision, because the court's decision will assist the lawyers on how to interpret the law. So that is judicial decisions. However, not all decisions form precedents. In Malaysia, we are only using the decisions of the High Court, Court of Appeal and Federal Court as precedents. We don't use decisions from the subordinate courts. And then, for example, your case is heard in the Federal Court. When your case is heard in the Federal Court, you cannot use the decisions from the Court of Appeal to support your arguments. So if you want to argue, you need to use decisions from another federal court also. So that's what it means by only decisions of the Superior Court will be considered precedents and binding on the lower courts. So made certain decisions, all the lower courts, Court of Appeal, High Court, Sessions Court, Magistrate Court have to follow the decision of the Federal Court. But if the case is heard in Federal Court, they don't have to follow the decisions of the lower courts because it have its own level. So that is about judicial decisions. Any question on the judicial decisions?
No, miss.
Okay, no question. So if no question, um, can I end the morning class here? And then we'll continue with our evening class at 2:30.
Sure, madam.
Sure, ma'am.
Okay.
Sure, miss.
Okay. So
Inshallah.
see you at 2:30. Using this same link lah, senang. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
So if you have any question about the first part, you can read through your slides and you can ask questions this evening. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Miss.
Thank you,
ma'am. Miss.
Thank you.
Thank you, miss.
Miss.
Oh, kenapa? example.